Finally, IT, man.
A few technical issues and that, but it's good to have you on, Simon. We've
Thank you so much for the invitation. Your privilege, man.
no,
And
why?
congratulations to you, man. Was it in Ghana? Is it
Oh
the India
yes,
thing?
yeah.
Well done, yeah. No, man.
Thank
I
you.
smashed it.
Yeah, you know what? I don't really know what it means. I on my system that holds all my shows, they emailed me and said, "Do
Yeah.
you want to go on this thing? Just fill this little form out, and that's it." And I didn't hear from it for a few months, and then
Uh-huh.
my download figures were going up really fast, and I was thinking, I don't know who I've had on that suddenly it's gone through the roof. And then I checked my stats, and it was Ghana, it's India. India's overtaken everyone for downloads on my show.
Yeah, yeah.
It
That's
was,
good. That's good news.
yeah.
And you've got a massive catalogue so far, and many more to come.
Yeah, many more to come.
And I know what you're doing in the pipeline. You've got a lot of big things happening in the pipeline. It's good, man. Some of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
names
yeah,
that you're saying.
yeah. There's a few coming
Anywhere
along.
we can help you, man, we'll help you.
Oh, you're a star. Thank you. And you know what? You sent me a few things to my WhatsApp, didn't you? Kind of about little things
Yeah,
about your career, and there was so
yeah,
much.
yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, I was thinking about this today. I was thinking, how do I start a conversation with Simon? Should I ask him who he hasn't played Dhol with, or, or but we'll
Rick
start.
Astley, I've not played with him, the guy behind you.
I'll hook it up, mate. I'll hook it up. I'd love to get him on just because I've got him here, or Kylie even, and maybe
I
Cliff.
just love the catalogue of music behind you,
Yeah, you know what?
especially the Ben the Monday album cover.
Yeah,
That was original.
that was it, mate. It is really what I'm into. I'm into a bit of English, bit of Punjabi, bit of folk. Got Chimkila,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a bit of into a bit of everything. But the first time I ever saw you, I told you this. This is a true story. I was with UK Bhangra group, and we was performing at a wedding,
Yeah,
and you was with the DJs, and
yeah.
you suddenly come on stage and you sung a song, London Patola, right?
Probably pissed up.
Yeah, no. I think he was part of the DJs, right? And you was very good, and I
Yeah,
thought,
yeah.
yeah, and I thought you was very good, man. And I thought he's a young guy
Must have been
singing.
a Jazzy B song, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, London Padola, it was definitely. And I remember,
Yeah. I used to always, when I seen Jazzy, when Jazzy came out, it's just like a new thing for us. And I think I was playing Dole then with DJs when I first started. CB Discos, Ballon and Reg, you might know them. And then when Jazzy came on the scene, it's like, whoa, who's this guy?
yeah,
And because I used to love Kuldeep Manik anyway. And then Jazzy came, and with his image and everything else, we
yeah,
used to grow our hair, we used to have curly hair, dye our hair, this, that, the other, or wannabe Jazzies.
yeah. I
And then
remember.
I just remember just used to just sing London Patola, a few of his songs, just like with Bully and stuff. And he knows this as well. He knows that I sing some of his songs
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I when I'm a bit merry.
yeah,
I used to sing them sometimes with Shin, and when I used to play with DCS, and sometimes Shin will let me have a chance to have a song.
yeah, yeah,
Just put somebody on the door who couldn't play the door,
yeah.
like the sound engineer sat down used to jump on.
And he's let you do a
It's
song.
good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So where was that gig? That was in Leicester when we met you, wasn't
I
it?
think so. I think so. You got a better memory than me. I used to drink a lot in the back of them days, so a lot of
Yeah.
it's quite hazy, right? So, but I remember that. And actually, when I got an iPhone and everything, and I started getting iTunes, what I actually downloaded your single, Akiane Marbury.
Oh dear.
I've, I,
Sure,
I'm,
I'll give you 80 pence back.
you know, yeah, I liked it, man, and I have got it on
It
my
was
phone. There's no messing about, But for you, let's start from the beginning. For people that don't know who you are, I know a lot of
yeah.
people in the industry they listen to the show and they watch it. They'll know who you are, but for people that don't, and all them listeners in India that are now
Yeah.
listening, right? What?
India, hello.
Yeah. So, what for yourself? What you played a Dhol, right? But when did you start, and how
Yeah.
did you get into it?
So basically, just always probably a lot of percussionists would probably tell you from my era that we used to just go to school and just bang on the table, like pretending you're double O masters, like exactly the same, but you're not. And they just had a ruler and pencil. Then it was my son's wedding in India back in the early 90s, I think it was. So when I went to India, and like I just wanted to buy a Dhol because I like, I was a massive fan, still am a fan of Jaz Dhami, who's always been an idol. And then I just remember when we got the Dhol on the same day, it was the Jago for my son's wedding. So it's like a huge thing for us because we've all come from England and like,
Yeah.
oh, Simon Dholi, we're on an independent as well. And then I got the Dhol, it's brand new from the shop in London, and they just started just playing Jal as if it was just natural because I just used to play Dolki when I could at the house, nothing brilliant. And then just when I touched the Dhol and just played, and I was playing in the band, man, when they walk around with the jungle.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, oh my God, I thought I'd be knackered, but I just carried on and on and on. And I was thinking, this is it. Then when I got back to the UK, I remember phoning Gajan Mal, the king, and then saying, I need a treble skin. Because India was India, Desi skins, and
Right, yeah.
And then I wanted that sharpness, I wanted that sound that he had. Then I remember going with my dad and then going to Gachan's house and then knocking the door, really nervous, like, you know what I mean? And like, oh my God, there he is with his curly hair, his gold earrings, his chains and everything.
Yeah, big smile.
Wow, this is a superstar.
Yeah.
He's gonna fix my door up, man. He's gonna like totally pimp it out. And God knows what we paid. I didn't really care. Like it was a big thing just for him to sort of do what he did. So from there, just started jamming at home, playing with tapes. With my next door neighbour, Jason, he used to play Dhol with me, and like he got a Dhol as well. Then we just started just jamming together and this, that, the other. And then I went to like a few wedding parties, like family ones. Met a DJ. That's when I met CB, and I just remember playing Dhol. I think it was a jug or something. And then they said, "Look, you're really good. You're a good Dholi. We're looking for a Dholi with a DJ. Are you interested?" And I was like, "Take my number down." It's like my home number. There's no mobiles in them days.
Yeah.
And I remember it was like an LP. I think Malkit Singh's Midas Touch was at Mittegane.
Yeah.
And it's an LP, and they had like a green crayon, it was or something, and just wrote my name Simon and my home telephone number.
Yeah.
And I didn't think nothing of it, nothing at the time. I was thinking, they're gonna phone me. To me, like they were like, wow, the big DJs that got a big setup on them days. And then a few days later, I got a phone call from Val, and then he just says, "Look, we've got some shows coming up. Would you want to come around? Do you want to come and do some weddings and parties?" I was like, yeah. I spoke to my parents and I'm like, yeah, look, this is what's happening. And then that was it. He just started gigging. I think they're probably getting paid up 20 quid for a 15-hour shift.
Yeah.
But it wasn't about the money. It was about, the experience, loading the van. So we've done it, we've done the proper routes, load the van, lift big speakers and lighting up the stairs and this, that, the other in the venues, not just like Birmingham, West Midlands, but it was going all over with the DJs. And then playing Dhol, doing a few, just playing over songs.
Yeah.
And then that was it. And then unload and trying to get back home and this, that, the other.
Yeah.
It's mad. It was like stardom to me. Like I was so happy when I've got a T-shirt. And the T-shirt said CBD. At the side it says Simon Dhol. Yeah. I used to wear it to school and stuff, thinking, "Wow, man, I'm a part of a DJ group."
Yeah.
And they used to have a van with the logo on CBD School, and I used to drive the van, even though I wasn't even insured. They were past the driving test. Yeah. I was like, yeah, so it just started from DJing. Really, that was the very beginning.
Yeah, and your parents were okay with it, you getting involved?
Yeah, I think because they knew my passion was music, and I've always worked since day one after school and everything, but I've always juggled work and music.
You're right.
And try and do both together. I mean, there has been times where I was busy just gigging constantly within the 10, 12 shows a month. You can't work because you're just physically just on the road or you're touring and stuff. But yeah, so that's how it all started with a DJ for about 2-3 years. And then you might know Ranj, he's in Australia now, Midland Boys.
I know the Midland Boys, yeah.
Yeah, so I did about a year with Midland Boys.
Yeah.
So it was like a new thing then, Dholi's and DJ. And then, started doing a bit with them. it's from there. That's when sort of went onto the band sort of scene.
Yeah. So where was your first your band? Was it who asked you, and how did you get involved? Because for people listening, the story of Simon, it's one singer to another. So we're going to get to it. Don't worry, relax, all right. But I want to know who was the first band that kind of. The
story started when I was gigging with DJs and stuff, and then I remember I was at home, and Ballygill.
Yes.
Who did the EP with scope events, Bally.
Yep.
So Bally phoned my house. Don't know how he got my number, and he just says, "Look, I got your number from so and so. We're both young because we're similar age." And he's like, "Oh, we want you to come in like audition with our band." The band's name was Ahista from Wolverhampton. Do you know Manny Carer? Manny, he's like he used to work with RGFM and stuff. He's a singer.
Right.
I think he's moved to Canada now. So it was the Wolverhampton-based band. I was like, I'm not going to join a band, stop messing around, sort of thing. He's like, no, we're looking for a Dholi, and we've heard about you, we've seen you, and like, come down. So I went down. I said to my dad, Dad, look, I'm going to go on audition for a band.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And we had no sat nav in them days, and like he gave me the address. So I was reading on the road map, this is where it is. We went to Manny's house. And I was thinking, this is not a studio, it's like somebody's house.
Yeah.
And I knocked on the door. They said, piche jao gali, and I go through the gully, go to the back of the garden, and there's like an extension shed. And I could hear like a bit of rhythm and stuff. I could hear like it's like a band. Then I walked in, I was like proper nervous as well. I was like, oh my God. Then like a drum, Bobby was there, Bally's on keys, there's Harvey's on dulci, Paul on guitar, and Manny was singing. Bass player was Shaggy, and I just walked in, so I'm a fresh new kid, like, so similar like Bally's. We're all like similar sort of ages, and then it says, just get it all on, let's just jam. I think they were singing like some cover versions, and they had their own tracks like Dorchery on the Dulci and all that. I just started jamming with them, and then all I remember, drummers used to always have timbalis, and I think that. I just remember Bobby, the drummer. He just got his timbali, he just picked it up, and he says, "See you later." Threw his timbali away, and all the band started laughing. And he's like, "Thank you, we're Dholi, Melvia. You can play, and I don't need to touch my timbali. I can just use my hi-hats and snare, you know."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Whoa!" Then my dad picked me up, and he's like, "How was it? This, that, the other." I was like, "You know what? That was amazing."
Yeah.
And they had a very, very nice sound. And then Manny, he's a singer, but he sounded a lot like Shin. And I was like, them days, I'm a massive fan of DCS as well. And when I was playing, I could feel like the DCS sort of vibe.
Yeah.
So it started with them guys first. And it's Ballygill that got me into this game.
Yeah.
So we sort of joined at a similar time.
It was. So big shout out to Ballygill Scope Events for bringing Simon to us. And so, I mean, that's good. Like you said, you're both similar ages. So how long was you with that band for? We've got to give a shout out to KB Disco as well, right? And
CB Disco,
CB Disco. They're not around us now, are they? Are they around? Are they still around?
The Midland Boys. No, I think Bal opened up a record label called Real Tone.
Oh, yeah.
I think he signed, banger artists and stuff.
Oh, fantastic!
I don't know what he's doing now, but Reggie, he works with Taj UVD. You might have seen Reggie. He's got like dreadlocks sort of thing.
Yeah. So
he's all over the country providing like visuals for a lot of the DJs.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, it's still around in the business in a sense, right? So yeah. So that's pretty cool. And Bally obviously is as well with Scope Events and the band as well.
Yeah. So I started with Bally and then with Oyster. I think I did about a year or two with them guys.
Yeah.
And I remember we gigging with them guys, was doing like weddings all over. And then a few nightclub shows. I remember doing my first nightclub show.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. And then my mom made me like a corta, pajama, like, a tall outfit. I was like, what are you doing? She goes, wear this on stage. Then I had a waist jacket with sitari on. And at the back, and sitari, and she put my name on there, Simon.
Oh man, that's not. I mean,
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, your family seems super supportive of you. You know, when your dad's taking you to the band practice, the first one, he took you to Gurjan's house to sort your Dhol out, and your mum's made you korta with your name. Was your name on the back? It's, I mean, fully supportive.
It's mad because and then she started seeing like income coming in as well. Don't get me wrong, like income was coming in. I was still trying to go to school, this, that, the other. But like my music was just taking over now. I was just thinking, oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. I'm only young as well. I'm like 20 now. Yeah, 18.
Yeah.
18, 18 at the time. I remember then it was my 18th birthday. Then a few of the boys from the band came to my house and I had all my restauranti there. You know, everybody comes, don't they? I mean, they can't do it now because like, imagine we all get fined.
Yeah.
But and then I just remember cutting the cake and they came and I felt like, oh my God, I got celebrities in my house.
Yeah,
so that's how I was thinking. I'm a part of a band. I'm a part of a Bhangra band.
Yeah.
Because I grew up after DJs, like reading cassette covers, looking at DCS cassette covers, this, that, Stuffy Boys cassette covers and stuff.
Yeah.
Thinking, oh my God, this is me now in somebody's band, someone's unit. I'm a part of a team. And then did a few nightclub shows with Aista. One was called Chase the Aces.
Right, yeah.
So it was A for Aista. There was AS Gong there. There was a Jarnik there. And there's another band with an A. Man, it's going to bug me now. But there was another band there with an A. So it's 4 bands. And that's the night when I thought, oh my God, I'm going to mingle with other bands and see other singers.
Yeah.
Then I remember it was being in the back room and I said AS Gong, just sitting there quietly. I'm like, oh my God, that's AS Gong, man. That's AS Gong.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, there's BJ from Ajanic. Oh my God, wow. Look at us, man. We're just chilling out with these superstars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, as a band, you know, you was a young band, but back in the day, there were opportunities, weren't there, to play at weddings, to do nightclub gigs. I mean, that's completely gone now. I mean, but in them days, it was a chance. You had a chance.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people love the live sound. You know what I mean? There's a massive following for bands in Bhangra. People used to love going to buy tapes and CDs and then thinking, you know what, I want that band at my wedding. I want that singer at my wedding. But it's more band. They want that sound at the wedding.
Yeah.
I think nowadays, you probably got about 25, 30% maybe of your customers and, you know, your clients that still want that. But then some people would prefer for the artist just to be there, not cared about the sound, just to sing with it like a CD or a backing track.
Yeah.
It's a visual now, isn't it? I've been to many weddings now where I've performed with like Jaz Dhami or another singer, but they've had another 2-3 artists as well.
Right.
And the thing is, it's like a big visual. So that singer's done his set, right? Next singer's done his set, that next singer's done his set. So it's like more like sometimes it's just like a quick concert thing within 3 hours, but at a wedding party.
Yeah.
Wow, man. You see that I had this qualified, I had this celebrity, this, that, the other.
Yeah.
It's all changed. Do
you think that the audience, I mean, my generation and yours, we're similar ages, we grew up with the same music. Do you think we were slightly into a different sound and we enjoyed a more of a live sound? I think maybe the youngsters these days, I mean, we're not that old. I mean, I'll call them youngsters, but maybe their taste in music's changed now.
Yeah. A lot of it's changed, but with the live sound, you can't beat it, you know, when you're there. But especially when you're on that dance floor. I mean, you can watch it on YouTube now, and you can listen to it in the car. You can listen to it on your phone like a band recording, but you won't get that same impact.
No.
Being on stage, performing, and actually being on the other side, dancing in front of that band.
Yeah.
Back in the days, you know, we used to have like the PA systems that we roll around in now. The speakers, half of them never used to work. Half of them used to pop.
Yeah.
But it was a fun as well. But getting that rawness, blasting like, you know, amps and speakers and just destroying dance floors.
Yeah, I mean, for people that don't know, I mean, for being in a band, it's probably one of the greatest things in life. I mean, no one can understand the the pure fun that goes in, even just the van journey, going to a gig and coming back from a gig, even that's just as good as a gig sometimes. It's just
It is.
you know.
Sometimes you look forward to the journey back. You just want to get your job done and think, "Chalo Mundio,
Yeah.
that's it now. We're done. The wedding's done at 6 o'clock. Oh, the bride and groom, they're running a bit late. The groom's gone to have a shave. It's taking ages.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's walked in at 4:30. That's wicked, lads. We've only got 90 minutes playing time.
Yeah, to play. Yeah.
But then when you get a bride and groom that walk in at 1, you're thinking,
Wow.
shit, they've got no DJ. Oh, there's no Bhangra dancers. Guys, we've got a 4-hour gig today.
Yeah.
Little things like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's I mean, when you walked into that nightclub with your band, and you saw AS Gung and Achanak, I mean, yeah, I know you got to play with AS Gung, right, on stage, and so you do go full circle in a lot of these things with DCS as well. I mean, you're reading their inlay covers, and you played with them, and Malkit Singh as well. You mentioned Golden Touch, and so that's kind of a fantastic journey if you think about it, right? Because I was an inlay cover reader as well, and the thing is, when I do this show and I interview people like Sardara from Apna Sangeet or Shin, I'm a super fan, right? And so I all that professional interviewing skills out the window. I'm just like, oh my God, man, I'm talking to Sardara, right? Because I love it. And but
it was a good interview. I did listen to it. It was nice. It was nice to hear that side of Sardara as well. Just you know, little stories that you would never have heard.
Yeah, you know, like stuff about how the songs were made, and you know, it was going to go to someone else, but he goes, "Oh, I want to do it," and there were super hits for him. But you know, life could have changed. You know, that other person could have taken the song, and we could maybe not have had that song out. You know, it's little quirks in life. You know, so what happened to your band, you and Ballygill's band?
So what happened there is that I think Bally and myself, we were just sort of getting approached from like other singers as well. So we used to do like, not just Bally, I think Bobby as well. A few of the band members, we used to like do session work for other singers. I think word got out with a few singers, and then after Aista, we went to, you remember Avatar Maniac?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So then we joined. I joined Avatar Maniac, and I think Bally went to, I think it was Malkit Singh. I think Bally went to. Yeah. So I think we just sort of parted ways.
Yeah.
And I went with Maniac. And then I think them days it was Folk in Hell when that came out and stuff, and Too Extreme.
Yeah.
So we was a part of the recording.
Yeah.
And I used to love Maniacs because he just reminded me of Malik, you know, Pradeep Malik. And then I was just like, this guy's just raw. And as to see his performances on stage. Actually, the Chasey Ace gig, the 4th A was Avatar Maniac.
Right, there you go.
So that's where it happened. So they see me there. I thought, oh my God, it's like a jigsaw and it's all coming together now.
Well, exactly. Then, that's what I mean. It is a jigsaw for you, right? Because your little steps in life, they kind of all fit together in a way. I mean, Avatar Maniac, I remember when he came on the scene, I think one of his press images was him in army gear. And we had like sort of army trousers
That's
on.
what I was sitting, It's before G and it, like, and then when he used to rip the mic and scream and hit the keys he used to hit, and he used to look at him, it looks like he wants to fight somebody.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had a bandook in his like pocket. Like, somebody messed with bang, see you later.
Full on aggressive, wasn't he? Yeah. And
very, very passionate as well. And then I did the tracks with Maniac and did the live circuit with him. But the best, what happened with Maniac is that it was a band effort, and when the recordings start happening, the albums was all very much involved.
Right.
You know, Nick, who's gone to Canada now, so Nick used to do like most of the music, and then I just remember going into the studio, so I started seeing that sort of the world.
Right.
The recording side.
Yeah.
So going into the studio, doing backing vocals, doing Dhol on some tracks, like recording Dhol, like with the clip and the engineer doing this, that, the other. I was like, whoa, this is really happening here. And then, so it was, and that's when I got to the recording side.
Yeah.
So with Maniac was a good experience.
Yeah, well, I mean, what was he like?
I got to meet Kuldeep Manik as well with Avatar.
Right, yeah.
So there's a Barsi that used to happen every year for Yamla Jat, and then they invited Kuldeep Manik and Smedik, and everybody used to always get to, it used to be on Boxing Day of all the days in the year.
Yeah.
And it was Avatar Maniac. It was us guys back in, and then Galit Manik.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was mad. And I was just like, oh my God, there he is. That's the Godfather walking in, like just all touching his feet and stuff.
Yeah.
The guy was, just his presence, his aura, the way he just walks, it was just too crazy, man.
Yeah.
I had the video somewhere, but I just can't find it.
Yeah. I mean, what was Avatar Maniac like? Because for a lot of people, they might not even know who he is listening. But at the time, when he came on the scene, he was just something different, wasn't he? Everyone was like, "Wow, look at this."
His Avatar Maniac, honest to God, like we still have laughing jokes. Like he calls me son, I'll call him dad. That's how mad it is. Like if I ring him, I say, "All right, dad."
Yeah.
He's like, "All right, and this, that." That's how he used to be with all of us because he was just one of the lads.
Yeah.
He's just one of the boys and never gave it large and never been big headed. Like he always wanted to be bigger than the other thing. He wanted to get to where they're getting to.
Mm.
And like we was gigging, we was doing weddings and stuff. But I think with Maniac, it was just that he just never had that sort of lift. He was busy with his work, then he had his shop, and then things just started going a bit quiet. And the other singers were going the other way.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what it was, whether the market was changing. People got a bit bored of the folk and they needed a bit more of the Western sort of sound.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
He's still doing it now, but he's still gigging. But he had a bit of a break. Then I try and when I met him a few years ago, I was trying to bring him back. I did like a promo thing for him and trying to get him back with bookings and stuff to get him back.
Mm.
Then Bally with Scope Events has done a few gigs with him. So it was good to see him back on stage doing what he loves because his passion is singing.
Yeah, he's when you mentioned his name, I didn't realise that you'd played with him out of all the people, and it's just the name that I remember because I remember him coming on the scene and fantastic. And so, did you then move on to another band? It's because I think what happens sometimes in bands, and it's a small world, right? Bhangra industry, as we know, right? Everyone kind of knows everyone, and were you kind of getting tapped up? I thought Simon's good. Let's get Simon on our.
Yeah, because that's what happened. That's basically what happened. At the time when I was in Maniac, we had Raju, bass player. Do you know Raju Mal? Passed away, rest in peace. But Raju is the one who done the whole Kisha up in it.
Yep.
Now that you bought it, let's see, famous, one of the best bass players I've ever performed with. But me and Raju used to be in Maniac's band, and then that's how I like sort of got to see Roger, and again starstruck because I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, go. I'm thinking Bhangra's going to get you and all that DCS.
Yeah.
And then the guy, if you used to stand with him, be on the stage, he looks like a mean fucker as well.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He's a big guy, wasn't he? And he used to play like.
Yeah.
I remember.
And we got on so well, like we really gelled. And at that time, I think Bally and Harry, they were in Malkit's band, Golden Star. So this is just before Millennium Mixes in 2000. Then there's looking for the bass player. And Malkit's always had a Dholi anyway, Kamaljeet.
Yeah.
But I think they just wanted to bring something new as well to it. Then we just got called and then we went to do a show with Malkit and that was it. Next minute, we're just like touring for about 2, 3 years.
Yeah.
That's when my parents sort of thought, what's going on now?
Yeah, because I think when you get to Malkit Singh level, that's another level, right? Because this guy's known around the world, and so his gigs are not just going to be in the UK. It could be anywhere around the world, really, and especially around that time as well. What I mean, like you said, Malkit already had his Dholi that we know, right? Kamaljeet. How did he take you? Did he sort of think, "What are you doing? I'm the door player."
No, but obviously, like back in the day, because it's like now, they've got younger Dholis now, and if I'm on stage and somebody fresh comes, they've got energy, they've got stamina, this, that, the other, they're fresh. But when I went to that band, I went with a total amount of respect for Kamaljeet because I used to watch him, and the guy's a legend, you know what I mean? And he's been gigging that many years, so he can write a book, that guy can, but I thought I'm not going to go there and totally smash it with Delicate and Dholi and show Kamaljeet that you need to move now. give me your sunglasses, I'll wear them.
Yeah.
I thought, nah. You got to be cool. You got to show respect. And obviously, Malkit wanted a bit more oomph in the percussion for like the big shows and the stage shows and the tours. We didn't used to always go with Malkit all the time with every wedding or every gig because he could just take his Golden Star band, like 5-6 band. But then when you get the big shows and big tours, where people are paying more budget, then he can afford to take a bigger band.
Right.
Then I was like sort of in that bigger band, but then it became like he just thought, TK, we'll have 2 dollies. So it just became like, okay, we're doing weddings now. It was always on the road, up and down, on the M1, the M40. All his shows used to always be in London. I don't know why.
Yeah, we loved him.
Not many in Birmingham.
Yeah, we loved him down here. We loved him down south. But
honest, down south, I think that's where Malkit was just like king.
King Malkit.
Always on that, always on the motorway.
Whenever I hear about Malkit Singh, right, for anyone that's ever played with him, like Tubbsy or whoever it is, right, they always mention that he's always professional, Malkit.
Yeah.
Super professional, you know.
Super professional, mate. Super businessman.
Yeah.
He's probably where he is because of his brain. And he's around, just the way he's worked it. I mean, the guy's like, he must have made it, you know, money-wise. He's set for life. His family's set for life. But the guy, when you work with the guy, yeah, he's such a he's an entertainer, don't get me wrong. He's a product as well. He's a brand. So when he, the best thing about Malkit is you won't never see him at a wedding or a gig until the intro's happening and he's walking on stage. That's what public and the clients will see. We'll see him obviously sound check and stuff. But he's like the only thing that I ever think, why is he hiding in the car? Or he's hiding in the back room, like, and he'll sit there waiting for an hour. And then thinking, I'll just come like this, because I was so used to like the After Mania 5, the Oyster 5, thinking, come on, let's just have a little walk around and get in my ear, let's go and have a look around, what's going on, let's go check things out. But then, then next thing you know, when you hear that film, you just walk on. But so professional, honest to God.
Yeah, he building up that anticipation of him when he used to come on, and he used to have a great intro, didn't he? When he used to come on, he used to have the operator.
I love their intro.
Yeah,
their intro. I mean, when I joined, this is just after I think Ravi Bell left, but Ravi like sort of and I think it was Bally at the time or Harry, one of them. But they had an intro made up, and there's a lot of sample work, and that was on the intro. I think Ravi did quite a bit of that. But just the pieces, the thumpy, the percussion. And I was thinking, wow, man. But when I joined the band and I heard the intro first, and I thought, okay, I'm going to jump in after the full count now. And this is it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm actually playing this live. And then in about 2 minutes' time, Malkit Singh's going to be standing on my left. And it was mad. And just when I was playing, and I'm thinking, I'm like literally a yard, 1 meter away from Malkit Singh.
Yeah.
And he's tapping my shoulder, and we're dancing together. We're playing songs like Naramidi, Gunash Kumita, and everything. I'm like, oh my God, man, what's going on here?
Yeah.
This is Malkit Singh, you know what I mean? But like, still, don't forget, I'm only 19, I'm only 20, just 20 years old, and thinking, what's going on? This guy's like got people screaming for him. There's not many mobile phones there. Just imagine like selfies and this, that, the other.
Yeah.
People used to scream then.
If
you scream now, like you get told off here, what you do here? Just have a selfie. But like, it was amazing. And then we did the gig circuit. But Malkit was always booked in Bagley's, man. And we used to get fed up going to Bagley's. No disrespect to Jazz and Bob on them, but we used to go to Bagley's all the time. And then they're giving the stupidest time slot ever, like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh my God.
Was you
go to school, I could go to work.
Did you play at the Bagley's Safri v Malkit?
No. I think that was at the Dome, wasn't it?
No, there was one down south in Bagley's as well.
The one in London as well.
Yeah, the one in London, right? I remember that one. But I remember seeing Malkit at a few weddings, and I caught him once, and he's walking in, and he had his own food. He had his own like little thermos, and he had his own roti and everything. So I was thinking, this guy is just pure pro, man, you know. And like you said, you don't see him after the wedding sort of finished and the band's finished, he's off, isn't he?
Yeah.
So you won't catch him like some of the other singers.
Yeah. Just disappear. A.S. Kong used to do the same. A.S. Kong used to do that at weddings. I used to remember as soon as his time's up. I used to remember we're still playing, and where's the singer gone? And you can imagine at the end of the wedding when everyone's pissed up. One more song, and like the culture's ready to go, and there's no bloody singer.
Yeah, he's
and
off.
Then they used to say, "No, don't leave, Dhol with ya." I'm thinking, fucking hell, man.
Yeah.
And then
You used to
for
get
an hour.
Dhol players always got it, didn't they? Right? Yeah, and there always be a drunk guy who'll get up on stage and sing Bollinger.
And they say, "Come on, Dhol, play."
Yeah.
And then I said, "Oh my god."
I was once that drunk man, and so sorry to all the Dhol players out there, right? Who wanted to get home.
And I bet you were singing Sonara Gill song, yeah.
Probably Challa, probably a Gurdas Mod, or Ye Dosti, or Ye Dosti. Yeah, right. And but great days. I mean, that's fantastic. That's like a dream, right? To play with Malkit, probably one of the best singers the UK's ever had.
Amazing. Got to meet some really good musicians, and still to this day, and we've just toured everywhere. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm on my third passport now, but one of the passports you can just see the stamps. So you can have like Bally, Gubsy, Bram, half of the band. You know what I mean? They've got loads of stamps just from Malkit. Some of the places that he used to take you, some of the weddings, and some of the venues, and some of the stage shows, out of this world for that era.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, oh my god. And then they used to think, oh, let's just put Malkit here and put the bands in like a little travel lodge and put the Malkit in the Hilton. He used to proper he used to have 5-star all the way.
Right.
The only thing that we could have is the mini bar.
Yeah.
Which is
yeah, it's shit in it. Yeah.
But I can remember one gig, we was in Dubai or something, and I think I must have rinsed the mini bar or something. I'm, like when it's late at night, thinking, well, you can't get a dub bar now. Let's just have something there. And then I remember after the gig, after the tour, we'd get paid in the lobby for that show, and all my wages went on my mini bar bill. And when I got home, I just said, "Oh, it's all right. JP was the program, and only can't get a seat." I was thinking, "Oh my god, there goes like my wages just on there."
You got to watch. Got to watch out. You got to watch out for the mini bars. That can sting you. Because at the time when you open the mini bar, you don't think about tomorrow. You think, "Oh no, it's there. It's right there. It's in a little fridge."
It's there. Few glacier here, food gonna hurt you, tiki.
Yeah, I mean, you must have had some.
Sting you after.
You must have had some super stories on your tours with your bandmates, and that's why I kind of like having band people on, because they got the best stories. Yeah,
we always get kicked out by security and stuff from hotels. Well, like shouted at 2-3 o'clock in the morning because we said get a snare drum, a timbali, sometimes a dhol, and we'll just be singing Bullion.
Yeah.
And then sometimes there's just some crazy things, like we'll be walking around the hotel like being Bhangra, like half of us will be asleep in the hallway and stuff. Just really crazy things.
Yeah.
And like I speak to Harry the other day. He's got some old videos and footage of like some America tours. But like we've done some mad things.
Yeah. I mean, I
look back at it now and I think, oh my god, we lived that sort of life. We're so young, and like. If you were that 20 years old, 21, like being Chicago and Toronto and this, and just going to see like the sites, tourist attractions, Niagara Falls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All paid for, all expenses.
Yeah. I mean,
another thing.
You live in a dream, literally living the dream, weren't you? What you wanted to do was when you kind of getting up to these things, shenanigans. I know how young lads are together, and was Malkit kind of strict? Well, you want like a headmaster? He goes, "Wait, Mundio, you know what you're doing."
Did
he stay out of it?
He would like to go on he'd love to come to the tourist attraction part. Say, look, we're going to go here, guys. So he'll like come with us, and it was a chance for like photo opportunities, this, that, the other, and so that sort of side of things. But then half of the time you will never see him because he's busy doing like press, radio interviews, and then a lot of the time he'd just stay in his room. I mean, he used to go to his room because it's quite religious as well. That's not go to his room sometimes. He's doing the bark and stuff.
Right.
Which is another. I've never seen that side of him before.
Yeah.
But when you're on tour, when you're living with someone for about 3-4 days, you get to see a different side.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was nice. It was good. But yeah, again, like going back to that sort of thing, he was just super professional. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he'd be really strict with us, saying that, you know, these are the rules. You can't do this. You can't do that.
Yeah.
We used to all listen to the rules, but did we follow them?
No. Was the minibar rule on there? Was it on there? The minibar, Simon?
That was on there. Yeah. No phoning back to the UK and things like that.
Yeah.
But
that usually goes in hand, doesn't it? If you open up a minibar, have a few drinks, the phone's coming out, isn't it? You just want to talk to people, don't you?
That's it. Phone your mates to the UK and say, "How's it going? Where are you?"
Yeah.
I'm in Chicago.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Just not care.
So, for yourself, Simon, now you're playing with Malkit, you're touring. I mean,
yeah.
What was the next step for you? Who did you then join, and why did you leave, or did you rinse out?
What happened then is, I think what happened is that Harry used to be in the band. You know, Harry from the Legends band.
Yeah.
So Harry Matari joined Suffrey Boys because at that time Booted sort of formed and Bally and just seemed to be 21. That's another story. But then Harry called me, said, "Look, come and join Suffrey Boys." I was like, "Oh my God, I can't just leave Malkit and join Suffrey Boys." But then Suffrey Boys were like, I thought, because I was a fan of Suffrey as well.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm going to join Suffrey Boys. So I did a few gigs with Suffrey Boys.
Yeah.
And Malkit was okay about it, really, because they had massive problems. They were like Liverpool versus United, you know what I mean? It's like, and I told him, I said, look, I want to do a few gigs with Suffrey Boys. But even still to this day, Malkit will still phone. And if there's a show like Gubsy can't make it, or there's an issue with Dudley can't make it, then I probably would get a phone call.
Mm.
So we haven't left on bad terms.
Yeah.
Even when I had COVID, like he phoned me and he's like really upset. He's like, "Simon Keegal, you know, fatigue me, this, that, the other." So the love's still there. But I remember that time telling him, "Look, I'll call him Uncle," and I say, "Uncle, I want to go to Suffrey." I was like, "You want to job God?" I was like, "No, seriously, I want to go. I want to have a try." Because they were like different sound in it. And then that's it, joined Suffrey. Because Harry got me in there and we just did Suffrey Boys, man, for about 2 years. Again, the same thing, touring Malay, UK, because they were just as busy as Malkit was.
Yeah, I mean that's quite
several times, man.
That's quite a big jump from Malkit Singh to Suffrey because, like you said, they kind of had that Liverpool Man U. It's a bit like I remember when in football down south, Sol Campbell left Tottenham Hotspur and joined Arsenal, and then like bad rivals.
Yeah.
And they got a lot of abuse, but it seems Malkit seemed happy about it in the end, and he's quite happy about it. You know, he still phoned you up when you got COVID, so it's all okay.
He did, and with Suffrey, it was crazy because this is like they were busy touring this, that, the other. Then I got to chill with Suffrey as well. I met Happy. That's why I got really close with Happy. And then it used to be Raj Gibbs on bass and Raj on guitar. And Tubbsy was joined after his first with Shabba. Don't know if you remember Shabba, he's a talkie player. But then Tubbsy came after. Booty was with B21 at this time.
Mm.
So I did my circuit there. But then it's sort of crazy. Then I got a phone call from Buta. So this is all influenced by keyboard players, if you think it. So it's Bally first with Oyster, and then Malkit, Bally, and then Harry saying, "Come to Suffrey." Then I got a phone call looking Buta Jagpal saying, "Do you want to join B21?" I'm like, "What? I can't join B21."
Yeah, these keyboard
then
players,
I thought in my head,
yeah.
I was thinking, "Oh my God, B21, like the biggest thing at that time."
Yeah, of course. So what before we get to B21, what was because you've done quite a bit with B21, not just playing the Dhol, right? But I think when you got to work with Suffrey, what was kind of difference between Suffrey and Malkit in terms of how they were as people? Because they seemed like different characters.
It was mad. It was like a bit of a very, very, just like it was like a proper family. So there's like 5, 6 of them, but they're like a real close, tight family, and they're a lot older than me.
Mm.
And then when I joined, I was like, okay. And then we used to get to venues, and I just remember the sound check used to last 10, 15 minutes. I said, all right, lads, it's all done now. Let's go. There's a local around the corner.
Yeah.
And then he's like, what? Okay, what's going on here? I was to sit there and just chill out in the local with a few cold ones. They used to get a phone call from Sophie to ring one of the guys. I think it was Happy or one of the guys, and says, "Chalo mundiyo, time ho gaya, ready ya." They would all like, knock our points back and go on stage. So that sort of became the norm. I'm thinking, okay. But then after some of the gigs, if it was like a local one or somewhere, say we stuck in London or something, Sophie would always have, because he was so connected, his network's massive, massive, massive. You know, every single time they say, all right, after the wedding, there's always be somebody who say, all right, you come into this restaurant, and then we've got it all laid out for you and the boys. So about 80% of the time after the gig, we would go to a restaurant.
Yeah.
I think Sophie would have to do his thing, like, you know, and not sing, but just chill with his network. And then imagine if the gig's finished at 6 o'clock, say in West Brom or something. We've gone somewhere after West Brom to a restaurant or someone's local pub where it's privately they've done something for Sophie. And I always didn't ever get home till like 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said to my parents, program to see, and I says, oh, we had to go far today. It was Newcastle, it was a 6-hour journey. But really, it was only 45 minutes.
Yeah, down the road.
But like little things like that, but it was so much fun.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I didn't have fun in Malkit's band or other bands, but it was just getting to network with different musicians, different styles of sounds, different styles of like characters, and you met some really, really strong personalities.
Yeah.
Within them sort of network and that band. That is kind of doing their own sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean that is kind of interesting because you came from Malkit Singh's band. Very super organized and professional. This is what you can and can't do and now you're with Safri and you get that weddings, you come back to my place and we're going to have a few drinks and I've got some food laid out for you.
Yeah.
And Safri himself, he seemed to didn't mind mingling in with the people and the fans and
Safri was a people person, honest to God. I'm not saying Malkit or nobody else wasn't, but Safri wasn't shy to like walk around with the lads.
Yeah.
He wasn't shy to not hide away. Obviously he had that professionalism, but he was still just one of the boys.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be afraid to walk into a restaurant or walk into I don't know, say the guy took us to a pub, like some singers were like, hey, John, he doesn't look good enough. But he's very much like it was like a U2 sort of vibe. It was like a really good sort of vibe with the guys. And I think that's why the band is called Safri Boys.
Yeah.
It was a unit.
Yeah, with a unit. And I mean, what an amazing singer as well. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, some of your shows must have been fantastic because he had some of the greatest Bhangra songs ever, right?
Yeah. And he used to love Timbali. And Happy used to love that Timbali. And I used to love that Timbali with Happy because I think, I have a little bit of a break. But then when Shabba left, then Tubbsy joined. So that's the first sort of time I did like a year or two with Tubbsy.
You're right.
On the road. And this is where Tubbsy was just like, he just came from India. Well, he's here anyway. He's got made and stuff. And then obviously he's off the pop and that, and it was just like on a religious vibe, which is cool. And it was just like, wow, this is Tubbsy, man. And then when I got to play with him, I was thinking, holy shit, this guy is he's just killing it. And I learned so much from Tubbsy in the Safri days because the guy's a machine. He still is to this day.
Yeah, he's amazing.
And I call him Dhol Master for a reason, and it's just too dangerous. Yeah. But then when that sort of made my playing a bit better.
Right.
When I was playing with them, Tubbsy with Safri Boys, because I'm thinking, okay, because we used to be gigging so much together, but I was learning so much as well from him because he's like technically he's just solid.
Yeah.
And then sort of I could tell the difference in my playing where I was thinking, yeah, I can feel learning this and learning that, and not being shy as well. Just have that little, give me a chance to have a little breakbeat. Yeah, things like that. I still remember them little things, man. It's good.
Yeah. No, it's
That's why I've
nice.
got a lot of respect for Tubbsy.
Yeah. A fantastic percussionist, obviously. And so you're with Softly now. So how long? You said actually, another keyboard player. These keyboard players are, they seem to be like running the Bhangra industry by picking these people up, moving them around. So then Bhutta Jagpal asked you
Bhutta,
he asked you to join Bally and Justy Sidhu on B21, who were massive at the time, right?
Yeah, and I think this is before the Bend It Like Beckham sort of stages and before by public demand, and so they were just huge and they were just gigging. But for me, it was like a bit of a challenge, like a bit of a gamble, because like done that many years in the live scene with a band, but I'm going to join like a PA act sort of thing, where they're singing on a backing track, but there's no bass player, there's no guitarist, there's no keyboard player, there's no Dhol player, just me and the two singers. And actually, there was another Dholi at the Dav. Dav was there. So there's quite a few changes. And Bhangra played with us for a bit.
Yeah.
We got Gov there from Five Roger. But then when I started playing with B21, then me, Justy, Barry, we just constantly up and down motorways. Then again, tours were just stupid. And the only thing I used to love as well, which was a massive bonus with being in B21, is that you don't have to load the van. You can just take it all in the car.
Yeah.
5 of you go, and then you just quickly, once you finish your last song, you just take your mic at the door in your case, and you're gone. Bob's your uncle.
Yeah.
And there's no thinking at the end of a gig, oh my God, look on stage, we've got to now pack up.
Yeah.
But yeah, we was that was probably a mad experience for me, and just witnessing what was happening with B21 and then the fame and this, that, the other. I used to go to two award shows, and sometimes Justy couldn't make it, or Bhutta, Bally used to go, because Bally was sort of doing his solo thing then when Ranja happened.
Yeah.
And I used to go with him and sometimes drive his car, because he's just a superstar. When you go to like venues, award shows, and like the Eastern Eye and stuff, a lot of things in London and Spice Magazine and stuff, and it just every gig that we did, man, it was just hard work to just get Bally out of the club or the venue, because that many people just wanted photos with him and Justy, and Justy was huge as well. But then I was sort of there when sort of things started fading, sort of thing, because Bally was like doing well with his. I remember the actual like studio where they recorded a lot of their hit songs, which was Bhutta and Bally's house.
Yeah.
Where we used to meet before a gig. It's just a garage basically, and then Bhutta obviously take it to his studio, and just being there and listening to some of the tracks being made. But then now thinking 20 odd years later, actually I was there when that song was being done.
Yeah.
Oh, actually that Jiwani, I played the Dhol on Jiwani.
Yeah.
Me and Dad did, and I remember Bally saying, "Look, play it this way, do da da da." I'm thinking, it's really simple, man. Why do you want me to do that for? You could decide, just do it, just do it. Then you put everything together, and then when you listen to the end product, and you're thinking, wow. And then Justy do his vocal as well. I'm thinking, whoa, Justy's like hitting some crazy keys, man. But yeah, then it was crazy because there was some really good times, and there was quite some sad times as well when things started just fading, and you're thinking, okay, don't guys, man, don't split up, just keep it going. But then when they says, oh, we need to part, then I got another phone call from somebody else. I was thinking, oh my God, where do I go now? I've got P45. But then I got a call from Shin, DCS, and it just all sort of changed from there.
Yeah. At least it's made a change that it wasn't a keyboard player that called you up.
Yeah, it was actually. Probably Bhutta had my number.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It could have been Bhutta rang you, right, from DCS. But so then again, look, so you've gone from After Maniac, Malkit Singh, Safri Boys, B21. I mean, these are like the top echelons of Bhangra, UK Bhangra, right? You know, these are, and then to go to DCS, who are kind of known, right, for having the best live band. You know, everyone used to say DCS are wicked live, DCS are wicked live. You know, it used to be the thing that everyone used to say.
They were the elite, weren't they? And I think even when I was with Malkit and Safri and Ice and everybody, Maniac and I used to think, oh my God, man, we want to be DCS level. You got Juggy on drums, you know, you got Pav, you got Popsy, you got Balla, Uta, Shane, the whole crew, just on Dhol, and thinking, and their band and their album covers, like doing it and stuff, and the stuff they was releasing, thinking, these are the dons, man.
Yeah.
When I got a call from Shin, I was thinking, I just spoke to him. I said, I don't, Shin, I think I can't do it, you know. And he's like, I said, you just on you guys on a different level,
right?
Because there's a lot of percussion breaks. There's a lot of percussion work in DCS.
Yeah, there
and
is.
It's just like, so I just try it. I think he could, you know, have a little go at it. And then I was just like, no, PPR, man, don't worry. And he's like, no, just come down to a show. Just we got a gig. You do this gig.
So you were slightly wary of joining DCS because of how good they were, because I know they've got so many stops and breaks in their songs and everything's like dun, 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 dun. And I can imagine what you're thinking as a door player, thinking, you know, you need
thinking am I going to just put myself through hell now for a year or two? That's what I thought in my head.
Yeah,
because even though I was playing in different bands and we used to see DCS on the circuit at gigs, and I used to think, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, you know, when you're standing at the side of the stage, if you hear beats and you hear like a Dora or something, or a beat that puts you off, like automatically with me, I just nod my head or I'm tapping my knee or something, or putting my finger to catch that timing. But with them, I'm thinking, come on, man, I can't even keep up. What's going on here? And then I think these guys are just too cool and so well, like, you know, rehearsed.
Yeah.
And you can see it when they're on stage. And then when I joined the band, I just couldn't believe it. When I did my first gig, and I just nailed my first gig. I think it was in Nottingham. And Paul was playing and Juggy, and there's a lot of percussion breaks. But I had them because it was in my head from the tape.
Right, yeah. You
kind of doing it and from like just hearing. Because in the days, you used to get live tapes, didn't you? And thinking, and you know, you got a DCS live gig, you got Up Nice and Geek live show.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And then we used to listen to it like at home and thinking, wow, this is DCS live.
You get them.
I don't know how they used to leak.
There were recordings from the PA desk, weren't they? Because people used to sometimes
leak onto tapes.
Yeah.
Somebody used to just make a copy and, do you want DCS's live show about 2 hours long?
I remember that.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I love
that sort of.
Yeah, I've got a gig next week. I need it. Give it to me.
and that was it. And then joined them DCS, and then the first gig totally nailed. And I was thinking, I loved it. And I came on and Shin just shook my hand. The best thing about it is it's like a football match. Like when you finish, the whole players everybody shakes each other's hands. Good job, mate. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. And then I could sometimes there used to be a bit of on some of the gigs, like you could see a bit of a rant or bollocking between the musicians. Wait, I could do that. Come on, you know, do your bit, because that's how much passion they had. They wanted to make it sound perfect.
Yeah.
So what they rehearsed is what they need to do on the actual performance. And if anybody made a mistake, it was like, you feel a bit bad. Yeah. But then you just crack on, keep moving forward. Yeah. I mean, they just didn't want to make mistakes at all.
I think I told you I was speaking to Shin this week, and I was talking to him about the band. And I said, you know, when I used to see you live, a lot of it sounded kind of improvised as well. You know, you kind of used to flip to another song in the middle. You used to speed up certain songs. He goes, no. He goes, that was just pure practice. He goes, even when we had gigs on the weekends, we would still practice in the week as well. And that's his big ethos, isn't it? Practice. If you think about his singing, even when he was at the top of his game, he was still practicing every day. He still does it now. He said, I practiced this morning for about 45 minutes. He goes, I'll do another hour and a half in the evening. And this is in COVID
this
lockdown.
This is Riyaz time, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's totally Riyaz, like, and Shin's, again, very professional. It's his career. That's his bread and butter. But again, when we used to all be together, Thursdays we used to rehearse 7 to 9, and you had to make sure everybody's available that Thursday. 2 hours we used to bang out like 2-3 tracks, and we was quite known for cover versions, like Dorothy Hildy and other songs like Kokab, which he released anyway. But then, what songs were doing well at that time? And Shin used to think, let's put our twist on it and do it, like Ajab Abdi and Mourn Waris and stuff like that. We used to just do all them sort of tracks, put that flavour on it.
Yeah.
But the good thing about the band is that everybody had ideas.
Yeah.
So that's when I joined that band. There was new things happening, and so much like talent, and like Steve, who's the guitarist, he's just like, that guy knows his shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, not just musically, but percussion as well. And then Juggy, just one of the best drummers. You know, the guy is just the stuff that he can do on the drums. You know that, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you've had to borrow your drum kit to him when
yeah.
And then when they lost their kit, I mean, when DCS band broke down or something.
Yeah, we've shared a few drinks in the past, and at a few places. And I remember once we was at a gig. I think it was in might have been Zenith or one of the ones in London. And we're drinking with PDM, and Juggy was there, and a few of the other band members. And I think Juggy had a bit too many, and he goes, "Oh shit!" He goes, "Got to go on stage in a minute." You know when you lose track of time when you're with friends and you're talking, and you think. But he looked a bit shaky, right? And when he walked off, and I was thinking, shit, man, we're going to mess up their performance, you know. And but they were spot on as always. And I said to him afterwards, like, how do you do it? He goes, it's just in you, man. He goes, it's just there. He goes, it just comes out. You never forget it, right?
He's right. He's totally right, man. Because sometimes we used to be gigging, I don't know, could be in Leeds or something on a Saturday night, but then the next day we had to be in London for like 1 o'clock wedding. We should travel through the night. Shattered. He's thinking, oh my God, I'm knackered. How am I going to pull off a 3-hour wedding now? Doing that same set.
Yeah.
I think it was just, once you do that first track, once the intro happens, the bride and groom first dance is done. It just turns into another level then.
Yeah.
And once you're feeling that feeling on stage, you just carry on. The problem with Shin is he just carries on singing and singing.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stamina.
Told you.
Yeah, he does.
And he'll just carry on until like there's an empty hall.
Yeah.
You know, the waiters are like packing up the chairs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, Shin, there's nobody here.
He actually.
Even the cameraman's gone.
It's interesting because he mentioned that because when I spoke to him about singing, obviously COVID and lockdown at the moment, he was so passionate about, and he's so hurt that he can't sing on stage. He goes, I need my like drug fix, and he goes, I'm missing it, man. He goes, I've done a few live things. He goes, but I could see the frustration in him, and that he lives to be on stage. And but you know, when there's a point right in a band, and you must have had this a few times, where you're doing a song, singer's on key, and Shin's always on key, right? He's fantastic, and everyone's tight, super tight, and the stops and the breaks come in perfectly. There's a feeling that you get right within the band when you look at each other, and you know you're just fucking killing it, man. Now, and you feel it, don't you? That's that look that you give each other. I mean, can you explain that? Because it's hard. Because I've been in the band, but it's hard for people to realise that feeling. That's better than any drug or any drink ever.
Yeah. Especially with percussion as well. Like sometimes we could be playing, and then just before we're going to go into like a Dora or something, I'm going to do one, but then I'll do it because I'll just turn around, we'll take it in turns. But the best feeling is when, like at that time, Tubbs was on Dulky. So when I joined DCS, then Parv left and Tubbsy came. So kidnapped Tubbsy from Suffrage. So he was with us as well at the time. So you imagine Juggy, Tubbsy, and me, and then when we was doing Dholi, and it was all at the same time, and delegates and this, that, the other. I was thinking, oh my God. And we used to pull them off and they're super, super tight. But then when you used to get the feedback within the industry as well, like when you meet other bands at other gigs and stuff, and they're like, guys, man, you used to always get positive energy from people. You guys are just smashing. And the recordings and we did. But and then you can't beat that feeling, man, when everyone's gelling. But then you get that feeling as well when the vocalist is delivering.
Yeah.
The shin is just super, super, super perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Sofri is it or Malkit or nobody else is it, because everyone's got their own style, yeah. But with Shin, because Shin I grew up listening to when the 80s, 1, 2, 3 go. And it's what you hear then is what you will hear now.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just imagine playing Dhol, you imagine playing your instrument, you know, on stage with him, and you got a singer like him who's just like on it, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you're not on par with him, he'll let you know as well on stage.
Yeah. Does he?
He'll come up to you, whisper in the ear, something. Yeah, he says, "Fucking boy, come on."
Is that what yeah.
Shin's the soldier, and he's like all of us that used to be in the band. If anybody used to like sort of mess around or was it giving the performance, like a football team, it's like I'm a Liverpool fan, and like you know, if Mo Salah's not doing it, he's going to get some stick from Jordan Henderson.
Yeah,
that's how it used to be.
Telling you, right, your story is fantastic, because I said this to someone else. I go, it's good getting singers on. I enjoy it. You know, obviously I'm a fan of the singers. I love it, right? And I said to Tubbsy as well, I go, but the best people to get on are the musicians. Yeah, because and he goes, well, why? He goes, no one says that. I go, because you know I was in a band, right? PDM, I know.
Yeah.
So I used to do backing vocals. So I had it easy. I used to just, you know, when I finished, I used to put my tambourine away, and that was all I did. But I remember all the stories we had, all the sort of when we used to fuck up on stage and we used to cane each other. I say, you messed up. You know, it's that banter was fantastic, right? And because I used to play tambourine, and he used to always take the piss out of me saying, you're out of beat, right? Like, how can you be out of beat on a tambourine, right? And but it's just, and I knew the stories, and I know no one else gives the band members the credit where it's due for them. Because without them, there is no industry, regardless.
I think Shin did say that at the Pop Awards. He said, "There's no band without a singer. There's no singer without a band."
Yeah,
and I still, to this day, I still salute him. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably one of the only singers that has said that. It's only like over the last few years, you watch a lot of YouTube material in Punjab with singers and stuff like that. And I've worked a lot with Punjabi artists from India here over the last few years as well. But then even they've started crediting musicians on stage, and they're even just like a little thing like Vava and saying their names before the show or after the show finishes. And that's, you never used to get that much before. It was not just a singer, that's it, and you know, whatever's happening behind you, Tikia, but there wasn't much credit.
No.
But I've started seeing a lot more when I watch stuff like Salim concerts now on YouTube, and like Manmohan Waris, what he does with his band, and he credits musicians. And I've started seeing that a lot more from the Punjabi guys from India. And when they come to the UK as well, work with us guys, they give you credit as well.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's one of the reasons, you know, I do this show, because I know, I mean, I don't know what radio stations out there or other platforms are going to ask the band members to come on and talk. You know, there's not really that will. And
nobody,
no, and not just give
this is probably the first one I've done, honest to God, since I've been in the industry now just under 26, 27 years.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, the last few years in this, okay, it's lockdown now, it's things that people got time to do things. But just even having that time just to tell somebody the story.
Yeah. I mean,
like now, this will be now a memory for me. I could show my son in about 10 years' time and say, look, and my daughter, just watch that Sats show. This is what your dad did.
Yeah. Shall we send them a message to the future?
Yeah.
You know, I'll say, look, Simon's children, I know you're watching this, and your dad is, you know, a fantastic man for a start, but a fantastic musician. He's played with some of the best singers ever. And I hope you're enjoying this. And we did this in 2020 when we were in lockdown, but I hope you enjoy it, and just be super proud of your dad for what he's done. And
nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be
Yeah.
cool to show, mate.
Yeah.
So if you watch this, look, I've got black hair still.
Yeah, that would be super cool. We've done a message to the future, right? And that's kind of it.
Yeah, man.
I spoke to Harjap. I know Harjap is a friend of yours as well, right? And
Yeah.
and I said to him, Harjap, why are you doing these videos, man, when you're in hospital and that? You know, forget this. He goes, no, Sat. He goes, I want to leave a legacy for my children. You know, I want to leave something behind for them to say, look, hey, my dad did some good in the world and he's trying to do this and he's trying to send a message to people. And then I started thinking, oh yeah, because I do these, but I never in my head I think my daughters are going to maybe watch this when I'm not around, maybe, you know, and they could sort of.
That's amazing. Like Tubbsy's done his. You got Sadara Gill, like Shin. You got some other big boys. You know, you've done Steve Saholta, who's totally young percussionist, young singer. So his journey is just beginning.
Yeah.
So you imagine 20 years or something, like, you know, he's going to show that to his kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what I was doing at that age. But we never had that platform, you know, we never had that, like the Tubbsys and the Mees and like any like your Ballys and Harrys and Booters like back in the day.
Yeah.
Booter Jagpal was the only one who used to have a camcorder.
Right.
And I've got footage on my phone, yeah, that the whole world will love to see. On B21. There's a story that went out, which is the honest truth, when Jussie couldn't make a show and Valley, they couldn't get to America. So they got to the airport, but then they had to get back to the UK. Something happened in the airport, yeah. So me and Booter are stuck on the other side. We're in America. And we've got promoters that got 4 shows fully booked. So I had to be Jussie, and Booter had to be Bali.
Oh my God! You did
I'll send you that photo, yeah. And I had to tie a bug on me. I had to grow a beard.
You actually tried to. You, oh my God!
Yeah, I did a show. I had photos with US fans, and they thought I was Jussie.
Did they fall for it? They thought you was Jussie.
Yeah, I was Jussie doing America. That's the truth. Jussie knows this. Everybody knows this. Bali knows this. And then somebody put it on YouTube the other day, or Twitter, and Instagram.
Oh. You got to send me that.
I was like, where's this footage coming from? Like, you know, and somebody filmed it and sent it, and it's on there, and I've got it now. And finally, and I showed my kids, and showed like a lot of my family and friends. I said, this is the story I was trying to tell you.
Wow.
And we're playing at Yuba City Mela, which is like, you
big
know,
one.
20,000 Mela,
yeah,
20,000 people in San Fran. And it was B21, Mohammed Sadiq, yeah. Sufri boys were there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and Hair.
Yeah, all right.
And Hair was playing Dhol with Sufri boys.
Yeah.
So when me and Booter went on stage, Oman played Dhol with us, and Happy, the drummer. I've got that video, honest to God. You know, if you get the chance.
Yeah,
that's the sort of the crazy stuff that we had to do.
I can't believe. I thought you may have said to the promoters, "Look, you know, Jussie and Bally, they're stuck, but we can do the show." I didn't think
we was held at gunpoint, man. We was held at gunpoint. It's basically saying that you guys, you don't understand. Their shows are sold out, and there was even an award ceremony, a Bhangra dance competition where B21 had to give the trophy to the winners. I had to give the trophy. But I did it wearing a cap, and I said, I'm not wearing my bog today. In front of, like, can you imagine, you know, how the Bhangra competitions happen here with all the universities?
Yeah.
And they take it so serious. Like, imagine in America, you know, like crazy. It's proper, like the uni, like there's campuses from all over the States.
Yeah.
And there's me on the stage presenting a massive trophy to the winners.
That's brilliant.
Well done, everybody. Fantastic performance.
Yeah. So this is what I mean, Simon. Where do you get these stories from? Unless from the band members, man. And that's what it's about.
I remember ringing Jussie, like, we're on the hotel room. We're like, Jussie, man, I'm getting your money here. I'm telling you, Booter's going to give me a fat paycheck. You just relax in West Bromwich. But it was bad. I just remember we got back to the UK and then just seeing Jussie and Bally. And I just said, guys, you just don't understand. I've just been Michael Jackson for a week. I had a limousine. I had 10 policemen around me because I was thinking if they catch me, they're going to kill me. It was mad what the promoters did. They proper, like, treated me like Michael Jackson. That was my claim to fame ever.
Yeah, you must have loved that, man. That's fantastic. And you've got some film of it as well. You got it filmed?
Yeah, we got the films and the photos and everything. That's what I said. Buta, like we say, whenever the platform before, but Buta used to always have a camcorder. So all the B21 tours, and he used to always film.
Yeah,
and then like he's got the catalogue.
Yeah, because he wants to remember, doesn't he? That's what it is about these things. He wants
memories as well.
Yeah.
Like so half of the stuff I'm telling you now, I really wish I had. I've got some, but I really wish I had some footage. I used to have an old camcorder, but like there's half the stuff's on them little 8 mils.
Yeah.
But but it's just I really wish that we could have filmed half of the stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned a bit earlier that you've played with a lot of singers from India now as well, and I think you played with a lot of the top singers as well. You played with now. I've seen a pictures of them. So what's the kind of difference? I know you said they kind of give some respect to the band now, but I think in the way the industry out there, the musicians are kind of just there, ain't they? They play the songs and the singers are the main attraction. And that's it. So when they come here, did you feel that at the beginning and it's changing, like you said, or?
No, the way I first of all is like respect as well for the artist, whoever it was. Say if it was like Hans Raj Khan, someone Mohan Waris, you think, oh my God, these are like your childhood heroes. Yeah. You think they're huge. You know what I mean? I mean, when I got my Dhol, first time when I went to Punjab and Hans's song, Nachin Up the Bell, that was it.
Yeah.
That was like, that was massive in Punjab. And then being on stage with them. So you have to have the respect first for the artist, But then in your head, you just have to switch off thinking, right, this is me now. This is the boys that we've got. And let's just show what we can do. And let's just do what we do. Don't make it too fancy. Just make it nice. Once you get a smile from the singer, that's it. He's happy.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. You've had some singers that just been really rude and thinking, "Hey, Danny, do this, do that." Them singers are just in my head thinking you're saddles because you've either got the frighteners or you've got no confidence, or you're singing songs and you've got an empty dance floor in front of you, and you don't know how to control a crowd.
Yeah,
in the UK. But they'll turn around easily to say, "Ab is nahi sahi," or "Idhar theka rakh," or "Beat idhar sidhi rakh." The little things like that. And sometimes I just grab my dugga. Sometimes I just feel like smacking it off the face. Sometimes thinking, you got your own problems because of your selection of songs.
Yeah.
And there's been instances where there has been some like big singers come sing 1 or 2 songs. But then after that, the crowd have just walked off because they're bored.
Yeah.
But then the singer then becomes like okay, ayasi flanna Punjab to.
Yeah.
But then he just starts chilling with the band because he can't grasp the crowd, the UK crowd.
Yeah.
I've experienced them shows.
Yeah.
And when you see everything on stage, you don't just think, Tiga, it's just a gig, I'm going to get paid. You want to get a bit of buzz as well. You want to look at the crowd dancing. But if you look at an empty dance floor of like 1 or 2 people dancing, and you think, oh God.
Yeah, I mean, you've been in the industry so long. You're a professional, and it means something to you. You want to do a good show. It's not like you're not going through the motions. You want to make it.
That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, every show, like if your shirt's drenched or sweaty and stuff like that, there's a lot of work in percussion, and especially with Dhol, I know that you're constantly banging away, you know what I mean? Even Dhol, gi and drums and stuff. So you're going to get the sweat on. I've never done a show where, I've come off there thinking I don't need to spray no deodorant because I don't stink. Little things like that, you know what I mean? But you give it all, don't you? But then if you work with, I've had that instance where I worked with certain singers and they're not pulled and not been on par with the band.
Yeah.
But then easy to blame the band saying he's Vadiani's his own or Vadiani's his Saji.
But in the other sense, if it's a great show, then the singer thinks he's killed it, and he's the man.
Yeah. And I've been there, witnessed it. It's a bit sad, really, but hopefully that's not all the singers. That's probably a small fraction that haven't got that confidence.
Yeah,
and that ability to like certain singers know what song selection to sing.
Yeah,
like Malkit Singh, he will have that crowd all the way. And I think anybody will tell you that. He's probably the only singer I perform with that would just have a dance floor all the way through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he just knows
how to get it. I mean, some of the singers from India, though, they're fantastic vocalists, right? So there must have been times when you're performing with them and you're thinking, shit, man, this guy is amazing. Like Hansraj must be, some of the stuff he can do vocally. Was there any particular singer that you was playing with and just thinking, fucking, this guy is amazing?
I think when Lambert came first time, was he sort of came new to the UK, then started coming on the band scene. Then we started gigging with Lambert, and this is like back in the day. And again with Bally, so Bally got me in with Lambert and stuff, and we just just do like the summer sort of sessions with him. He'll come from India for a few months, and we used to do a lot of circuits with Lambert. Then when I was on stage with him, that guy was just his voice, his range, his tone, he's just ability not to even drink water on stage. He could just sing 2 hours, not with a sip of water, and just cane the songs like they are on the CD. And just, you think, oh my God, he's not going to hit that key now. He's not going to do it. Because we used to do backing vocals and play. Like, I used to play Dhol and Bally, play keyboards and do backing vocals. And we're struggling to do backing vocals and them sort of keys. But it's all right because you're learning as well at the same time. You're learning from these sort of guys. And don't forget, Lember's like younger than us. So we're thinking, like, you got respect for this guy. You're thinking, he's right. But he's actually younger than us.
Right. Yeah.
So we've been in the industry, like, performing and stuff, but he's got his break, he's had his break and stuff, and then he's like a big thing at the time. But for vocally, he did sort of, gave me the wow factor.
Yeah.
Just because of his, you got monitors on stage,
That's what I mean, yeah, straight.
And when things be like that, you just feel like someone just pressed a sample on a keyboard and just put a vocal on.
Yeah.
And you look at your left and you think, oh God, that's that guy singing.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes when you do hear a singer, you think, God, is that? I saw a video of sort of Jaz Dhami, and it was in Gravesend, a gig. It was a leisure centre, right? It's a gig in a leisure centre, and he's got a suit on, and it's slightly too big for him, this suit, and he's got a tie, and anyway, he's singing, and I kept thinking it's a live band, and I was thinking, is this a CD? I kept thinking this can't be a CD, but then you realise he talks in the middle of one of his songs, and I realised this is not a CD. This is him live, and I think, wow.
Just imagine if he was alive still, man.
Unbelievable.
I performed with his son, guitars, and he's okay, but again, he didn't have that confidence. Okay, he's singing his dad's songs a few, but then he didn't have that sort of catch.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was. I was expecting more from him.
Yeah,
maybe the nerves, because doing his first like UK tour sort of thing. Could have been the nerves, and he's new to it sort of thing.
Yeah,
but when I've seen him first, and I heard him sing like Bhaskar, and I was thinking, so I'm sounding right now. And then but then after that, it just went.
Yeah,
but not in a bad way. It was all new, wasn't it? He's young. He was a young lad, touring the UK crowd. We're a very hard crowd to please. The UK crowd is.
And because we've been spoilt, haven't we, with the bands that we've had and the musicians and the singers we've had in the UK. We kind of expect something fantastic. I mean, sometimes with singers, you've probably seen this. Some singers have just got something, can't they? They've got this sort of star magic about them, like you said about Kuldeep Marnik. When he walks into a room, he doesn't need to say anything. He's got that aura, right? He's only a short guy. He's a short guy, wasn't he, Kuldeep Marnik? But he just had just the presence about him. It's that X factor, as they say.
It is, man. And I did that when I was touring with Sukhbir in India and Mumbai and stuff, and with Bally Sagoo. Sukhbir had that same thing, man. Everywhere he went, he's like superstar, and just walking around with him and just getting this flight to that flight and getting into the airports, and like people are there with loads of flowers for him, and just seeing that sort of world. When I started touring with him, that was crazy. I went to Canada with him. Then he said, we've got to do this 21st birthday party. It was me and Kay, who's another Dholi as well. Rakesh, you're a very good musician. Need to get him on here, man. See what he's about. And then we went to Canada, and then this is 21st birthday party, but the promoter says, "Ityaji roti khali," and me and Sukhbir went, and Kay, and they're just chilling there, and there's a mansion. This guy was just super, super rich. But apparently found out later, Sing is King. He was like the one who funded that film. Something to do with that executive producer.
Oh, wow.
And we're just chilling there. We're just chilling. And then next minute now, the lounge door opens just suddenly. And then Thingy walks, Akshay, Akshay, the actor. Akshay Kumar,
yeah.
Just with his pajama on, like no socks or anything, just with a vest, and just walks in, says, all right, lads, just sits down next to us. And me and Kay are like, what the all right, what's going on here? This is Akshay Kumar, yeah. And he said, start speaking Punjabi to us. And we said, oh, yeah, man. And he goes, Balle Punjabi, you have to see. I'm like, yeah. And him and Sukhbir are tight. And that guy, the promoter, is tight with Akshay because they were going to do the Sing is King thing as well.
Yeah.
But his son's a huge fan of Sukhbir and Akshay. So there was only booked to sing that song. Oh, 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 oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh, oh. That song?
Yeah.
And then Akshay goes, beg Lonnie, and do you want to beg? This is like 9 o'clock at night. And I was like, nah. He goes, let's have it. And then the guy goes, oh, let's go and get you guys a drink. And I'm there, like literally sitting next to Akshay. Yeah, he's got his Kachan banana on. And I'm thinking, this guy is living in the house because the guy is like a family friend.
Yeah.
And his missus is in the other room. Apparently, this is what we found out after. And then the guy comes back with, out of all the drinks here, you know what the only drink I hate, is red wine. I hate it.
Yeah.
So Akshay puts a red bottle of wine there, and he goes, Chal, I on there on wine. And I hate wine.
Yeah.
And I says, yeah. So I had a glass of red wine with Akshay Kumar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a photo of me dancing with Akshay. Yeah, it's quite a really shit photo, but we're on stage together. But that's another story, man. Another claim to fame moment.
Yeah.
But he was just so chilled out.
Yeah.
Then on the day of the party, we played Dhol. It was another thing, man. You're playing Dhol and he's swinging with you, dancing with you. And you think, this guy's a suit. And I look at him now. I look at him on his interviews and films. I'm thinking, I've had a glass of wine with him.
Yeah. I don't even like wine. I've had one with him.
Film.
Yeah.
That one with Diljit, the one that just came out. Is it the baby film? And recently on Netflix, and I was just like, what? I said, your dad's had a glass of wine with that guy.
Yeah, I don't like wine. This is what I do. I mean, that's
mad, it?
Yeah, it is mad. It's a cool story, and I mean, these kind of things, no one would know, would they? That story,
No.
No one would know that Simon doesn't like red wine, and but he forced himself for Akshay Kumar. Fair enough, fair enough.
But he got drunk after one glass, yeah. He got pissed.
Yeah.
Then he goes, roti banana, he's having roti with dal, masari dal.
Yeah.
And he went to bed.
Yeah, he's not from the Midlands, though, is he? He's not he's not built like you guys, right? So I got
the worst thing about it, my mate did a drink because he doesn't drink, okay? And Sukhbir doesn't drink. So it's just me and him.
Yeah, damn,
and that promoter guy.
Yeah.
He was like a billionaire.
Yeah,
and this bottle's so many years old, whatever, garbage chop card. Just give me a vodka, yeah.
Simon don't give a shit.
It's true, isn't it? I ain't got time for this fancy.
Yeah, I got time for fancy stuff. I got a funny story. I was at the NEC once in Birmingham. It's a Bollywood sort of thing, right? And I think B21 were there. 4x4 lads from Gravesend, they were performing there. I think Jugganu were there, UK Bhangra group, and anyway, I went round the back of to go for a fag. I went for a cigarette, right? Anyway, I'm round the back, and there's a guy there, a short guy with a little suit on, and he goes, "Have you got a light to me?" And I went, "Yeah." It's Shah Rukh Khan.
Wow.
I didn't have a fag with him. He just took a light off me and fucked off. So,
no way.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I was quickly having a sneaky one before. I might have been moved with PDM before Uncle saw me, so I quickly had a cigarette and put it away. Yeah, it was Shah Rukh Khan at the back.
Oh. It's mad, isn't it, how we call the singers Uncle?
I know, and all the singers are Uncle, yeah. And but look, Simon, you've got fantastic stories. That's a great story. I love that story. Next time I'll see you, I'm going to bring you a bottle of wine. If you don't have it with me, I'm going to take offence. And
No, defo do, man. Defo do. We'll have a red wine.
Yeah.
But then going back to like the like you was on about the experiences on stage and stuff. With the DCS thing, yeah, when that happened. But then that was the first ever sort of, remember on about the recording sort of side of things, we made studio, do a lot of studio work with Malkit as well. But with DCS was when we did that live session. Now that was the hardest thing ever. In my head, that was the biggest test, to do like 12 tracks live, and because it was going to be released on CD. That was probably one of the biggest challenges. And at least I can still say to this day, it's on YouTube. I've got it here on CD, but that'll be with me forever, because I think we nailed that live session. Yeah. Have you heard that live session? Yeah, the DCS one.
I must have done in the past, and but anything you're recording live, it's because you can't mess up for people that don't know, you can't mess up in the middle of a song, right? No. Because you're gonna have to start again. But when you're recording live, any little mistake is heard. Any little mistake. I mean, when it's live,
they put it on Britasia as well, because when Britasia was sort of like, you know, the thing. And when the DCS live session came on, it was around Christmas time.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, all my family's still watching it now. We was in a pub at the time, and I was thinking, come on, then put it on. And I just remember all my mates and a few of my family and just watching it. I'm thinking, it sounds good. Yeah. But I'm just thinking, these guys don't know the behind the scenes of it. Yeah. Like how we was there for 2 days. Yeah. Like 12, 13 hours each day. Tubbsy left the band then. Tubbsy joined Jazzy B. Yeah. He told you in his interview. Yeah, and then, because the Tubbsy sort of got really busy with Jazzy, and then Gubsy joined us. Yeah. So Gubsy just joined us at the perfect time, and then we sort of really, really gelled and clicked. And Gubsy just sort of like slipped in, like really, really just sort of just, it was if like there was no issues at all. Gubsy's like a brilliant percussionist. He's an amazing producer as well. And he's got a good voice as well. Yeah, if you ever hear Gubsy sing, you need to do one of these with Gubsy. He's got some stories.
I want to get everyone on, man. Yeah.
And then Gubsy joined, and we just, you know, it just sort of, everything just gelled, and the live session was just amazing. Yeah. One of the best experiences of my life, that was. Yeah. That weekend, just recording that.
Yeah. I sense from you there's a part of you that wants to remember all these moments. There's a real big thing about, you know, about you got pictures, you got videos, you say it's on YouTube, and obviously you talk about your kids as well. You want to show them as they get older, because there's a point where we all have to stop what we're doing, I suppose, and we might get too old or something, or who knows what the future brings. Is it something to say to your kids? Look, you know, your dad, he did something, man. He was
yeah, man. It was mad, because I thought after DCS, that's it now. I says I'm just going to sort of grow old with this band, and I'm happy, this, that, the other. But then sort of disappeared from DCS, phased that, and then joined Jaz Dhami. I did like sort of doing 10 years with Jaz, and again, it started all fresh. Yeah. But when I joined Jazzy's band, I felt like the old guy, like sort of thing, like because the musicians were so young. Not all of them were young, like bars, my age sort of thing. But again, it was like a new challenge, and Jaz was like new, just had his album out, Take You Wally and stuff, and then it just started gigging with him. Yeah, and like he's going different places now. Like, you know, he's doing really, really well. Yeah, he's on a different vibe. But yeah, it's just another journey, man. That was. But then studying work, like behind the scenes, doing a lot of stuff. Like really close with Dr. Zeus as well. You know what I mean? Just So I did a lot of backing vocals on that Lember album, the original edit. That's the Jaz Dhami stuff. My name's in the album, but that's how me and Lember sort of got on, because like he knew that I did the backing vocals. Yeah. Zeus is probably like a really toughest producer I've ever worked with. He's a perfectionist, man.
In what sense? In one retake again?
Just that, but he's just got that sound, and he knows that sound that he's looking for. And he's always like, you know, he's what he can just do in like within half an hour on a track. I've never seen anybody do that in the studio. Mm-hmm. He's another legend, man. Gift.
It's amazing. I mean, you know, look when we talk about the people that you've worked with, and you people probably listening and watching and think, it's got a kind of end soon. And when you said about DCS and you left DCS, then you mentioned Jaz Dhami. And then Dr. Zeus, right? So it never ends for Simon, right? And these are obviously top tier.
Shinda as well. I helped him. I did about 8-9 months with Suction Shinda.
Yeah.
That's when I shit myself.
Yeah, because he's the music man, right? Everyone looks at him.
He's a Dr. Dre of Bhangra, you know, he's a main man, he's a music man.
Yeah.
So out of all the instruments to play on stage, Suction Shinda, Dhol.
Dhol, right.
No, when I got the phone call, because Kaka was a bit busy for a few weeks, something had to do a gig or something. I was like, no, I was ringing Kaka on the phone. I said, Kaka, what I got to do, man? Is there thing? What do I need to do here? What do I need to do there? Because I'm shitting it because I grew up listening to all Shinda's tapes, you know what I mean? And his dolls and everything. I'm playing.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I can't do this, man.
Yeah.
And then I remember doing the gig and I was thinking, oh, man, how am I going to get that role after these things I did in Kushianda?
Yeah.
He's going to just look at me. And then, I fucked it up. I remember that I just got the look from him. But I was just like, shit, we're off to a great start. That's just track one.
Yeah. It's the start of track one, yeah.
But I felt at ease as well because half the band were from the band that we worked with.
Yeah.
So Harry was there, which was made me feel better. Buta was there. And Juggy Rihal, you know, Juggy.
Yeah.
Because now we all work together. Happy. We all work together. We're all in the Legends band now.
Yeah.
So that's another thing.
Yeah.
But so that was my scariest moments because I was really still shit scared of Suction Shinda, man. Even today, still call him a Staji when he WhatsApps me.
Yeah.
He's the only guy that gives me frightness.
Yeah, I mean that I know what you mean because you're a Dhol player and you're going to play with Suction Shinda, who's, you know, musically is unbelievable, and you know he can play Dhol better than probably the most people, right? And like in his songs, he probably, I don't know if he plays them himself. Obviously, doesn't he? Most of the instruments. So
he's done a lot.
So he's going to have loads of roles, and so I can imagine what you thought. You thought, oh, for God's sake, how am I going to play these songs?
I did, yeah. It's like when I listened to True School's interview with you, and he was on about, you know, some of the old music and the old stuff, and like since that's inspired him as well. Yeah, and we're sort of grew up in that sort of era, like with you as well. But when you're on stage with that person who's recorded the Dhol Ki Tabla Dhol, who's played the pieces, who sang the song, he's done the backing vocals himself. It's like you're standing next to him thinking, oh dear. And I'm thinking, oh God, I'm going to mess up again.
Yeah.
But he was very encouraging. He's a don, and he is very encouraging, and like he'll motivate you. Yeah. Because he's been there, hasn't he? He's a musician on stage once as well with the Bhangra, you know, he's played with many artists.
I mean, he's done fantastic. You remember because he used to play for Jazzy B as well, didn't he? You know, play the keyboards and then he started singing, and everyone thought, all right, he's a pretty good singer, right? But no one knew how good he became. He's massive now. He's worldwide known, isn't he? You know, I think I was in India once with my friend, and he was at a wedding. He was the entertainment, and I remember him there. I think I did backing vocals then, because he kind of knew me from Juggalo days, and I've obviously had a few drinks, and he's got his band from India, and I said, "Can I do back?" And he goes, "Yeah," you know. And Meshi Ashara was there as well, so Meshi was there as well, and I did some backing vocals. That from I wasn't scared because I had a few drinks, so I was up for it. Could be the mic. Fudgy, really, but yeah, I mean, look, even with Jaz Dhami as well, you know, what a vocalist. I mean, for a young guy, he's absolutely amazing. You know, technically, you must have felt he was fantastic as well, technically.
Yeah, he's learned. He's been to India. You know, he's learned the proper way, and his network. You know, the people that he's been surrounded with. I mean, he used to be in studios, and like the late Jagjit Singh used to be in that studio. And even knew Jazz personally. He's been around the people like Ghulam Ali and like really big singers, and he's learned. I mean, his dad, you know, for what his dad done for him, like say, you need to go here, you need to go and study, you need to learn your trade. That's a massive sacrifice for, you know what I mean? I couldn't say to my son, right, I'm going to dump you in India, you're going to live in the Bend, but you're going to do this for 2 years, and this is what you're going to learn. Yeah. Just imagine the pressure that's on his shoulders. Yeah. But then when you see the outcome, and like, you know, how proud he's, you know, his dad's very close to me, bit good. Like, you know, every time I speak to him, he's just like always super proud, man. Well, both of his boys, like his son DJ Harvey, is a producer as well.
Yeah.
But Jaz is like, you know, he's had a lot of weight on his shoulders. Then when he got his own record label and went to India and sort of lived out there, and then he was sort of solo and, you know, with his wife Suki and networking, doing this, that, the other. But just imagine that you're doing that off, you know, he's the one who's making the meetings, he's the one who's attending the meetings. Because we all talk, we've got like a WhatsApp group, so we all talk and stuff. So, like, you know, we just see the good side when Jaz rings us. Okay, we got a booking now. We're going to go to Norway. When we get to Norway, there's 30,000 people screaming. It's, you know, little videos like that, little gigs like that. So we see the good sort of side of things, but we don't see behind the scenes.
Hard work, yeah. Pure hard work.
Yeah, man. It's like, but if I look at him, I think you're way younger than me. And like, imagine how his story is going to be in 20, 25 years' time, or what he's going to tell his kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. I mean, each of our stories have their own magic, Simon, you know, so even yours. And I mean, Jaz has got his own stories, I'm sure, but you've got some fantastic stories. I mean, for yourself, have we missed anything out? You've done recordings as well. Like I said, I don't know if I had this at the start. I downloaded one of your singles, Akiani Marbu, right? And so you tried a bit of singing.
Yeah, what it is, because a lot of the gigs we used to do backing vocals, and like people said, just sing a song, man. Didn't sing. And this is Bally, you know, Bally again, yeah. Bally's idea. Said, let's do this song, do this track.
Yeah, bloody keyboard players, man.
And I was like, oh my god. And then we did that track, and I wasn't 100% happy with it, but we just done it at that time. It just felt right. And it's just a bucket list for me. It's like half of the singers and everybody I played for. It's like a big tick next to that tick that the Bally goes, we'll do another song. Come on, let's get on a roll. So we did Nachina, we did that. He shot the video like himself with the camera with Manish.
Yeah.
Different stages around here. But we just did it because we're thinking, no, let's just have a little gamble. Let's just do something. I knew that I wasn't going to be no like superstar singer. It was just one to say, you know what, somebody show my kids in a few years' time. I've done it. I've had that moment where I've sang a song at a club. It's fine. I've had a little video on Brit Asia played. You know, little things like that.
Yeah.
And it's just a bucket list thing for me.
Yeah. I'm a bit like that. I'm a bit like
backing vocals. I'm like, you were talking about doing backing vocals and stuff. I think the only time I got scared doing backing vocals when I had to do backing vocals with Jazzy B. And I think, oh my God, he's like my hero, yeah. And then I'm singing like, I'm doing oh on his London Patola. And I'm thinking, wow, I got to do that.
You come full circle, yeah.
Yeah, man. And we're quite close because we're on Twitter. We got like a LFC family with Jazzy, Jussie and Jazz and a few others and Dips and everybody and Noreen Khan. But like we always, every Liverpool match, like, you know, we always have a little
bit
tweet from Jazzy.
Yeah, and a bit of banter. I mean, playing with him, I mean, if you think when he first came on the scene, as you know, the industry in the UK was very much sort of sequin tops, headbands, and kind of stuck in the 80s, weren't we? You know, and you know, and he come along and dungareens, you know, his hair was up here, he had his earrings in, he had his gold on, and we thought, who's this guy? What's he going to do? But then when he picked up the microphone and sung, when we heard his voice, everyone was like, shit, this guy is unbelievable, you know. And he was just starting out then. I mean, he wasn't finished product by any means then when he came over, but that raw voice, that voice he's got, it's, you know, God-given, you know.
It's amazing. Like, okay, Jazzy, he smashed it. But then I remember when he got like a bit ill. I think he was during the Staying Real album times, just before that, where he mentioned it on one of the interviews once, and he says that, you know, he felt that he's never going to sing again. But then, like, you know, when his voice came back round after Staying Real, and like you hear him now, and you're thinking, wow. And when I found out that time when he was like, you know, when I watched his performance, you could hear it in his voice, and he told us in the interview, but like, I was all like proper worried, thinking, no, Jazzy, it can't happen to Jazzy, man. And when now you see Jazzy now, and you think, well, it's like, you know, it's the main man.
Yeah, he is. He's the main man, and he's the crown prince, isn't he, of Bhangra, without doubt. He's an icon, man. He's a legend. And you know when people say living legends, they sort of band it about to a lot of people, don't they? But Jazzy B is, in my eyes anyway, he's a living legend.
He is. Tubbsy touched on it and on his interview as well, like what he's done for Punjab and India. You know, he's sort of set a new wave and trend and everything else. And he never promotes anything negative. Like, you know, he doesn't get involved in none of these politics between singers fighting here. Because I saw you see that shit now on YouTube all the time. Or so-and-so said that. Or Sidhu said that to him. Ojala said that to him. Bubba Man said that to him.
Yeah.
And like Jazzy's just keeps away from it, man. He just doesn't want to know. Just let my music do the talking.
He just puts out bangers, doesn't he? That's what he does. He just
that's it.
It's just one after the other, and he's a pure entertainer, and he's got that swagger about him as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you've worked with some fantastic people, and I won't ask you, you know, who's your favourite, because sometimes people ask that, but I think it's a wrong question. You know, I think all the singers you've worked with and musicians, each got their own elements, ain't they, that you've enjoyed working with them for.
Yeah. Everyone's got their own styles, like I said earlier. They've got their own characters.
Yeah.
They've got their own personalities. They've got the strengths. Some of them got the weaknesses as well. But it's about, when I'm on stage, it's about working as a team.
Yeah.
It's not about being like, let me shine. Like, people will come to see me, I'm the baddest Dholi on the planet. Nah, it doesn't work like that. You gotta work together.
Yeah.
And like every band I played for, you want to get 100% from each musician. You know how the score is.
Yeah.
But it was just like, the only thing that pisses me off sometimes if I'm on stage is if another musician is not pulling their weight.
Right.
Or pissed up or something, like, you know, just thinking, don't get me wrong, we've all had times where we've all got jolly and this, that, the other, and we've had to do a gig. But the only thing that really does my head in, if like somebody's not pulling their weight and just getting away with murder.
Yeah.
And that used to really, really wind me up.
Any names?
But,
any names?
I'll message you the names. You get them on the show.
Yeah, and then I'll ask them.
Get them on the show. I'll say, why are you fucking playing that?
I'm kidding, but you know, you're a team player, and obviously that's why it's been part of your success. I'm sure that's why a lot of the bands and the keyboard players have taken you, you know, and said, look, we'll ask Simon. He's professional. He works part of a team. He gets on with people, which is super important in a band. You've got to get on with people, right? And
you got the respect as well, which is the main thing. Because, like I said from the beginning, just kids in it when we got into this. And like I said to Barry, like, and to speak to Harry and everybody else, like some of the guys when we grew up, what some musicians are doing now, like in India, and they got that many shares and likes and this, that, the other. When I just imagine us like having that platform then.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. You're like rolling around like like you got your musicians in your mainstream bands. People know who that guitarist is in that band. People know who that drummer is in that band. And we used to have that feeling back then.
You had it then. You had it.
Go to venue. Oh yeah, Simon's here. We know who the band is, or this, that, the other.
Yeah.
Or you know, Harry's here. We know who we know who the band is. Like, you know, you can just by seeing that person there, you know who the band's going to be. You see DCSL walking together, this, that, the other. It's like nowadays it's all changed now, isn't it? Because like everyone's sort of singers have sort of haven't got that set sort of team no more. And like we've got like I work with the Legends band. You got your Scope events and you got Live Experience, and a few others, but everybody's it's just like everyone's mixed and matched now. I think Malkit's the only one who's still, I think, and sometimes when Shin gets gigs, but they always have that unit. Like he's a Golden Star and stuff, which is a good sign
for yourself. And now, you know, kind of what are you up to, and what's the future? You think, you know?
At the moment, it's just basically seeing what happens. Let's get rid of 2020. Let's just all stay in health. I mean, I've had that shit COVID. Like, you know, it was just not too bad for 3 weeks. But for me, I've seen the good out of it because like I've lost a little touch of weight, but then I've become like a super swimmer. Like I go swimming nearly every day.
Wicked, mate.
And like it's just took me to another like level. And like just stay healthy, man, and just not worry about if we're not getting 8-9 gigs a month. just look after yourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the life on the road, it can be unhealthy, as you know. The kind of food
it is. And I'll tell you straight, man. Like you're gonna hit an off license. You're gonna get your dub this, that, the other. You're gonna grab some food after the gig. It's tough, and then you go in service station, another pit stop there, another service station, another pit stop there, and every time you stop, you're gonna grab some more munchies.
Yeah,
it just happens, man. And when you're on the road, but luckily, what I'm quite happy about is, it's sort of quieting down. Like this is before COVID and lockdown. I'm not gigging as much as we used to gig, which is nice because I get to spend a bit more time with my family. Yeah, and like can go to sort of family events and this, that, the other. But when you're on the road and stuff, it's nightmare. You go back into your business week and it takes you 2 days to recover.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It is right? Still ringing.
But I mean, yeah, you're looking at obviously the positives of COVID and everything. So we're coming towards the end, Simon. We've been through a long journey with you, from the start, and I think we're talking over an hour and a half, I think, and it's been fantastic. Yeah, and I've really, really enjoyed it. Super enjoyed it.
Been all right.
100%. I'm not messing about, and I've had fun because the stories were cool, and you work with some fantastic people, musicians and singers. I like to add, and you've done a lot, and I hope when your kids watch this in the future, you're enjoying it, and but it's been fantastic. So before you go, any words for everyone listening and watching? And
I think musically, just start listening to some of the new stuff that's coming out. I know generations have changed and everything. We're not going to tell people to listen to some of the stuff that we listen because the kids are not interested. Well, not all the kids are interested. Most of them are not interested, but we got a lot of new talent coming out. And like I was listening to, because when you're working from home, sometimes you just listen to tracks, don't you, as well, in the background.
Yeah.
But I've been listening to a lot of True School recently, and the Check One records and everything, and I'm really loving that vibe. And I've always been a huge fan of True School's music as well. But I think what I can say is just start like, because guys our sort of era, just maybe start giving the new boys a bit more support on like your media, your platforms, your Twitters and Instagram, and start helping them, because like we was them 25 years ago.
Yeah. Without
the platforms. And I think sometimes it's a nice little boost for them. Say, oh, I just had a tweet. Simon's just retweeted my track or something, or just shared it out. Just little things like that. I think we just need to do a lot more where we're trying to support the new stuff that's coming out and the newbies. Yeah. I'm not saying True School's a newbie. I'm on about like sort of True School's camp.
Yeah.
And his new artists.
Yeah.
Not just True School as well. A lot of guys from India. And like other guys from, is it Ilford, like Sean Honey and everybody?
Sean and Rinda, yeah.
Yeah. So they're doing really well. So I think that's my biggest thing at the moment, is start listening to the new stuff and try and help promote these guys.
Yeah.
Because they're only like late early 20s, aren't they?
They're young. Yeah,
so that's the only thing I can say.
I think try and help. That's a fantastic thing to say, Simon. I thought you was going to say, yeah, you can follow me on Twitter and this is my handle, but that's actually kudos to you. That's a fantastic thing to say, because I agree with you. And this show's a bit like that. If I can get someone young that wants to do something, I'll give them half an hour, and I don't mind, because it's it doesn't bother me, because it might help them. And for them, it's like I had Vishal Mahey, Vishal Mahey was on. And he's a young guy.
Okay,
he's 17, 18 years old, and he's playing the double R. He done a little video. He played double R keyboards and the budger, right? And he put it on YouTube. He put it on Facebook, and people liked it. And I said, "Do you want to come on my show?" He goes, "Who, me?"
Oh, this is the one who plays with Prem.
Yeah. So he's a young.
Son.
Yeah. So he's a young lad.
Him, baby.
Well, yeah.
Have curly hair.
Yeah. It's only in the middle of the interview. I said, "How old are you anyway?" He goes, 17. And I said, 17, right? And I couldn't believe it. And his
dad was in VIP.
Yeah, that's right. I remember he mentioned to me, oh my God. Yeah, that's my era, definitely. Right. And he said, for him, it's fantastic. you know, he has a little platform, and his show was really popular. So that's a great thing you said, you know, about supporting people, and I hope people take on your advice, definitely. But look, Simon, we are coming towards the end.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
No, don't be silly.
Hope everybody enjoys my little story there. That's just probably about 30% of it.
Yeah,
the clean.
Yeah, the clean ones. We'll do a director's cut, and we'll do another one. Yeah. Only available on over 18s YouTube and. No,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, but we'll do another one. We'll come back on again, mate, and we'll pick a period.
We'll do one. Yeah, we'll try and get the lads. We'll try and get some of the lads, and then have a little session and have a little chat.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Yeah. Maybe we could get a few.
They've got a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah, I bet they have. Yeah, so maybe we get a few of you on a Zoom call, like 3-4 of you, you know, and then we'll have a. What we could do, especially with you, we could get like a bucket and put down all the artists you've played with, and we'll just pick one out, and then and you'll have to come out with a story. It'd be like it'd be a game. You don't win fuck all, but it's a game.
I think go and look at that and do what you're saying, but with the bucket list thing, I mean, I look at myself. I think what have I done in them years, and the artists that I played with, and I'm thinking, my God, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, who would have played with that many artists?
Yeah.
And like I used to be known as the musician, like Dholi Slapper, like moving from one band to another. Why you keep moving around for, sort of thing. But I don't know why. I think, okay, I blame the keyboard players trying to like keep snatching me. But I don't know, maybe it was meant to be, it was destined to be, to get them different flavours. Yeah. Like different toppings for the pizza, like then at the end.
Yeah,
I mean, have it all, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And, you know, look at the experiences you've had then. You know, you've played all them different experiences.
But my wedding day was like a gig, you know, when people came to we watch the wedding film now and you see all the artists.
Who did you have? What band?
It had a DJ, Rolly, who's from Midland based, but then it was Shin. And did have a live band because I thought I just wanted the lads to just enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the time I was with DCS, so Shin did his bit, B21, and Sukshinder Shinda, and then Dr. Zeus.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God. I think just imagine paying for all that right now.
Yeah.
What about to sell my house? Yeah. But it's mad. And we watched that wedding film, and on my night before, Lembra did like a little stint on my night before my jungle party.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Mad.
Yeah. Crazy days.
My family and friends. Oh my God, they're all celebrities. Look at all these famous people at your party and stuff. You know, when my son was born, and like Malkit came, DCS, Jaz Dhami, everybody, Zeus, and everyone's like, wow, my God, look at all these famous people taking photos and stuff. But like, you know, like that's just our network. That's the industry. That's like a family anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
We don't see that. We would never see that. We would just say, Uncle, that's Malkit, yeah, that's Jaz. That's just like, that's just your work colleagues.
Yeah.
And your family as well.
Yeah.
But to everybody else, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, fantastic. Look, thanks, Simon.
No worries, man. Thanks for having me.
I've had such a great time. I think we're clocking up to nearly 2 hours, actually. Potentially, and
do a lot of editing.
No, there's a few bits, technical issues that we had, but the rest, it's all in, mate. It's all in, and I want people to enjoy it. But thanks again. I've super enjoyed it, and we're definitely going to speak again soon.